Alright you guys, what's up? I'm Sean here at JSEC, and today I'm going to show you how to break down this hydraulic gear pump, how it works, and what the components are. Now this is what it looks like when it's already assembled. This is the shaft that goes into the mechanism that turns the pump. You have your import and your output. Always remember your output is smaller than your import because this pump right here creates pressure. Alright, so let's go ahead and break it down. All you're going to need is this hex bit and a ratchet to break it loose. Spacers are very, very sharp, and everything hydraulic seems to be pretty sharp when you're dealing with pumps, valve bodies, anything. Alright, so here's the cap to your pump. Oops. There's that. And pretty much this is where the easy part comes in, because you see you have the spacer here and you got your two shafts. So all you're going to do is just pop that out. Here's spacer number 1. Here's your gear, your long gear that has the shaft that goes into the mechanism. And you have a short gear. Take this off of the those little set down nipples. And just bring out the second gear. It's a lot shorter because it stays inside the pump. And then you have your second spacer that sits against the bottom cap of the pump. It's right here. It sits just like that, and you actually have your cylinder itself, the gear pump cylinder. Alright? So if you're looking, you can see these seals right here. Everything has a seal in a pump. Alright, so you have your seals on your cylinder itself, because you have to remember there's hydraulic fluid going through this, obviously. You have seals here, and you have seals here. Alright, so the way this pump works is these two gears right here sit in that pump, and they're intertwined like this, and this is what turns the gear, right? Everybody knows that. Now, the way this works, oil comes through or hydraulic fluid comes through the import right here, so it goes into the cylinder like this. The gears are turning, and what it does is the gears are spinning so fast that it actually pushes the oil to the side of the cylinder wall. And as it comes in, it's flowing around and it goes into the output. So it's flowing around because it's against this wall, and it's just being pressurized and moved by the spinning gears, so it moves to the output right here. Now this is smaller once again because the pump creates pressure. So obviously your output is obviously going to be a lot smaller because it's got higher pressure going out than coming in. Alright, so that's really how this gear pump works. I mean, you can take these O-rings out and change them, these seals out and change them if you need to. If you're ever disassembling one in the real world, you always want to make sure you change every seal on here whenever you take these apart, because once you take them apart, they're no good. Luckily, this is just a demonstration video. I don't have to do that. Alright, so to reassemble this thing, you just drop it down and make sure it fits on either side. Alright, see how it's seated down? On this side, it's seated down. That's what you want. You drop the first one in there. Now I'm going to let you know, whenever you're dropping these in here, they should smoothly drop in. There should be no resistance. If there is, then you need to flip it around, or it's not the right one that goes in. Alright. Then you make sure you put the smaller gear on the opposite side of the hole that has the hole in the cap, because that's where your one shaft's going to go in. And another thing, you always want to make sure your spacers, the seal is facing out away from the actual gear, because the gear rides on this right here. What's the point of having a seal if you have a gear going across it? It's not going to work, it's going to tear it up. And you drop this other one in there. You have to lift it up, drop it down in there, spin it, make sure the gears line up like that right there. This should be even with the cylinder, the face of the cylinder. There's a shaft that went through. Drop your other one on there. See what I'm saying? How it doesn't work? You gotta flip it around. Alright, just like that right there. Whenever you're putting the cylinder in, you don't want to push on those shafts. You want to set it on the edge of something, and you don't want to push the shaft, because you push that shaft, see how it starts going back up because the shaft is going up? You're going to press that down and make sure that it's actually flat completely. So then you put your lid on the side to do this, I guess. Be able to show you guys. Make sure you have your washers. Line that up. Alright, you want to make sure you tighten these all the way down before you set this thing back up on its side, because like I said, that shaft will still push this cap up, and then your hole, it won't seat where it needs to, and you'll have to start all the way over again.
Gotta get the wrench.
Alright, so like I said, this is just a demonstration video, so this pump doesn't have to be tightened to spec. You want to always look at the manufacturer specifications and the manual to see what the spec is supposed to be on this pump. You always want to make sure it's tight, because you got about 3,000 psi going through this pump. You want to make sure that it's to spec. Alright guys, well, it just shows y'all the basic structure of a gear-driven pump, hydraulic pump. Hopefully you learned something in this video. You can check my other videos to see if you need any help with anything else. Shine at JTech, and thank you for watching. Alright, so let's move on to the second thing I'm going to do for you. This is actually a hydraulic actuator. And what I'm going to do is take this apart, show you how it works, what the components are. Pretty much the same thing I do with the gear pump, but now with an actuator. Alright, so the first thing you can do is start by taking off this mount, I guess you could call it, where the actuator mounts to the mechanism. Just spin off tight, it takes a minute to get it off. Alright, so got that off. Next thing you want to do is you want to take off your rods holding on the two ends to the actual cylinder itself. So now that we got that off, here's my cap. This is where hydraulic fluid flows into the actual actuator. This is your, well, yeah. This is your, one of the caps, and you see that it's got an O-ring right there. Alright. So we got that, the other side out. Now we're going to take the actual cylinder out. Alright. So this is a cylinder right here. And this is the rod that goes in the cylinder. You see how it has the O-ring with it as well. Alright. So this is actually, I had it backwards. I believe this, yeah. This is where the hydraulic fluid goes in. Alright, so your cylinder comes down and compresses up the cylinder and pushes the hydraulic fluid out of here and creates fixed pressure in here. Alright? And you see, if you check this for examination, you'll see right in there, it's got a big old chip in it. So this is definitely not something you want to put on a vehicle. You definitely have to replace that. Alright? When you're looking at this rod, you want to check for scarring, anything. Always want to replace the O-rings on anything you see that has them whenever you take something apart. And that's the actual hydraulic cylinder, or actuator, I'm sorry. So, showed you how to take it apart. Now I'm just going to put it back together for you. You want to put it back together the same way you took it apart? Probably drop it in. Alright. Going to make sure that your ports are on the same side, or opposite sides, excuse me, I'm sorry. Which, I mean, it does rotate, so I guess it really doesn't matter too awful much. Then you want to connect your end caps back together. That's what these rods are for. Alright, so this is the other mount to go on the other side. If you look, it's got this adjusting bolt where you can tighten down mount onto the rod once you get it tightened. If you look, I pulled the rod out. You can pull it out, push it in. I pulled it out about hand width, so where I could actually hold down the rod and tighten on the mount. Alright, so if you don't have it if you don't have your hand on the rod just spins. So you want to kind of put your hand on it and tighten that mount down. And then you would take this right here, the adjusting bolt, and you would tighten this down to make sure that it didn't thread back off when you put the installation, when you put it on the vehicle or mechanism, whatever you're putting the hydraulic actuator on. This is the hydraulic actuator. I showed you the pump, now I showed you the actuator, and these are two major hydraulic components, and shows you the breakdown of them, how they work. So hope you learned something. Check back with me again for another video, and thanks for watching.